Next up. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My mask is off. Every time I feel a mask, look at a mask, think about a mask, it takes me back to 1968. My mother, at Christmas time as well, my mother actually had a situation whereby she thought she was in the chance of me winning a prize. So she entered me in a fancy dress competition for Christmas 1968. And there were 35 of us. There were 30 wee fellas dressed as Santa, 4 dressed as reindeers, and me. And my mother actually had a sewing machine and a lot of black material. And she decided that she would run it all up. And she made a hat, and she made the mask, and she got a special sword made, and all the black gear. And it had gold Z across the actual T-shirt. So Zora was fully prepared to go in and win. And the priest's housekeeper was actually the judge, a short-sighted woman, a lovely wee woman, over to the microphone. And she says, and I knew the way she was looking at me, I'd won it. You know, she says to me, and the winner is wee Frank there, dressed as the Lone Ranger. I still remember those 30 Santas and those blimmin' reindeer still laughing at me. Ladies and gentlemen, seriously, you're very, very welcome to what is going to be a slightly different event in so much as it's all socially distanced, and that's important. Thank you very, very much for your attendance indeed at the Road Safety Awards for 2021. It's great that we can actually put it on in real life this year. And Mr. Davy Jackson is with us. He's always with us. Davy, join us please at the stage. Road Safe's NI's chairperson, and a man who actually is one of the fittest men in the county, because when I first met Davy, actually, he was 23 stone. He is in some shape now. He's in some shape. Davy, thanks for the invitation again.
Yeah, thanks for that, Frank. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and on behalf of the Executive Committee of Road Safe NI, can I welcome you all here to the fabulous surroundings of the Cultraw Manor for the 7th year of these awards, although this is only the 6th ceremony due to COVID last year, of course. We're thrilled that we can be here in person after what's been a difficult 2 years for everyone, and we're delighted to meet up with so many old friends and some new friends here at what has become the highlight of the road safety calendar in Northern Ireland. Funny, Jonathan Mckeon, the CEO of Crasher, was speaking recently one day, and he mentioned that this award ceremony is different to other award ceremonies in that there's a nice, warm, homely feeling about it, and I think you'll agree that with the surroundings and with the awards, you'll agree with what Jonathan said. When I'm talking about friends here, we're meeting friends. There's one friend I want to just mention here today that's a stalwart of road safety in Northern Ireland. That's our own Pat Martin. Pat, most of you will know, is at every event we run, but unfortunately Pat's ill in hospital at the moment. She's recovering well and she will be fine, but she's going to be in for a few weeks. And she sends her congratulations to all the winners and to everyone here. So I'm sure you'll join me in wishing Pat a speedy recovery. Now, before I talk about the awards, I'd just like you to indulge me for a while if I talk about some of the things that Road Safe and I have been doing over the last period of time since the pandemic struck. So just prior to the pandemic, actually, our Newry Morning Down Committee produced a video entitled The Polly Project. This was a short video made by friends and family of loved ones who had lost their lives on the road. And it was launched by our very own Frank Mitchell in January 2020. The video was exceptionally well received and is now widely available, free for anyone to look at. It's on YouTube or any of our social medias. And I would ask you all to have a wee look at it. So it's the Polly Project, P-A-U-L-I-E, well worth looking at. Lockdown came shortly after that, and this made things difficult for everyone worldwide. At that time, we thought long and hard about how we would proceed. And it would be easy for us to park the charity, excuse the pun, and wait until lockdown was over, which we hoped would be a couple of weeks or a month at most. But we decided rather than put things on hold, we'd double our efforts through whatever means we had. So we took to social media more than ever before to ensure the road safety message was still getting out there. Within the first weeks of the schools closing, we launched a colouring competition for Key Stage 1 children, as we knew parents would be at home having difficulty keeping the children amused. We also launched a design a mascot competition for Key Stage 2 kids, and that resulted in us adopting Road Safe Rory as our mascot. The response to both initiatives was fantastic, and we're absolutely overwhelmed by the number of entries. As the year progressed, we produced lots of information and posters for our social media platforms dealing with pedestrian safety, including cyclists and those using scooters, and runners, as we were very much aware that more and more people were on the roads exercising during lockdown. For Road Safety Month in October, we ran weekly competitions and made a video promoting road safety. During this time, our social media following grew vastly, and some of our posts had a reach of over 250,000 views. As we approached autumn, the Department for Infrastructure launched their Road Safety Travel Grant Scheme. We had an idea which we'd been mulling over for a long period of time, and we decided we'd apply for the grant, and hopefully this would enable us to bring the idea to fruition. And just before the end of the year, we were delighted to learn that we'd been successful in our grant application. This news led to a very busy January and February of 21 as we set out working on our idea. After many long hours and sleepless nights, we were able to design, produce 10,000 copies of this booklet here, Street Smart Road Safe for Key Stage 2 children. We made the book available for free download from our website and posted one copy to every school in Northern Ireland with details of how they could get further hard copies if they wanted. They emailed us looking for further copies, and within 2 weeks, the 10,000 copies had all distributed to the schools across Northern Ireland, and there was such a demand for more. So thanks to the Department for Infrastructure for believing in our project, and to our volunteers who distributed the 10,000 books now have a very useful road safety resource, but it wasn't to end there. Seeing that the demand was there, we approached 11 PCSPs with a proposal to work with them in order to deliver more books to every school across Northern Ireland, and 10 of them came on board. Their financial assistance enabled us to print 27,000 further copies of the booklets, enough to supply every Year 5 child in Northern Ireland. Thanks to help from the PSNI, PCSPs, our volunteers, and even from the yellow buses, we're now in the process of ensuring that every Primary 5 child gets a copy of this booklet before Christmas. So by the end of the year, 37,000 children will have this book, thanks to an idea we had, generous grant from the DFI, sponsorship from 10 PCSPs, and assistance from many of our partners. As our charity strapline says, working together saves lives. Coincidentally, just yesterday, we received confirmation from the Department for Infrastructure that we've been successful in this year's round of grants. So as soon as these awards finish today, we'll be getting to work on our next exciting project. And can I take this opportunity to offer our sincere thanks to the DFI for their confidence in us. Running alongside this project, we launched a road safety poster competition in all 11 council areas with small prizes for each winner in each area. The designs were fantastic, as young kids have a very simple way of looking at things, and so designed great posters with simple but effective messages on them. DriveTech, who we work with quite closely, approached us about this competition and offers to help us to run it province-wide. So we took the top 4 posters from each area and had a Northern Ireland final where DriveTech picked the winners and presented the children with prizes. One of the posters impressed DriveTech so much, they asked us if they could produce it professionally and use it in their campaigns. So with the permission of young Isaac, the young lad who designed the poster, and his parents, this has now been used UK-wide in road safety campaigns. Our latest project is our very own road safety magazine, and this is just hot off the press this week. Simply entitled Road Safe NI. It's a free magazine. This free publication has been launched this week, and as we speak has been delivered to doctors' surgeries, dentists' waiting rooms, libraries, and many other public areas right across Northern Ireland. Magazine's full of very useful road safety information and information about our charity. We've included the magazine in a gift pack which we have for every one of you before you leave here today, and would appreciate your feedback. Just while we're on that subject, can I thank the sponsors who supplied goodies for the goodie bags for every one of you, so thanks to the sponsors for that. So that's a brief overview of some of our projects over the last 2 years. And as a charity, we can only be successful thanks to our own volunteers giving of their time freely, and more importantly, the generosity of the sponsors and supporters alike, who raise the necessary funds to enable us to continue our work. Can we take this opportunity to thank each and every one of them? Now on to the awards. Can I start by thanking the sponsors who make these awards possible? To Crash Services, who have been the headline sponsor every year since the awards began. To U105, our media partner since day one. And to DriveTech, our Ruby sponsor. And to all our individual category sponsors, as JMK Solicitors, the Department for Infrastructure, Apple Green, TCTS, Compliance Pal, Jack Murphy Jewelers, New Driver, and Hand Cooked Tires. Can we say thanks? Your generosity is very much appreciated, and together we're all making a difference in terms of road safety. The pandemic made planning for this year's awards difficult, and right up until a few weeks ago, we were unsure if we'd be able to hold the awards in a normal way or have to hold a virtual ceremony. We were unsure of how many entries we would receive this year, given the fact that the country's been in lockdown for a large part of the last 2 years. As we know now, restrictions were lifted enough to allow us to press on with the awards, and we knew then that our worry about how many entries we would have proved unfounded, as once again, we were surprised by the entries both in terms of numbers and quality, which made a very difficult task for the judge, I might say. They were, however, able to decide on winning entries, and we're absolutely thrilled to welcome our award winners here today. The work that each of you carry out is helping improve road safety in many, many ways. The award that you receive today is a thank you for all that you do, not only from us at Road Safe and our sponsors, but for all the people from Northern Ireland. You're very inspirational people, and we're pleased that you've honoured us here today with your presence. I hope you have a special time with us today, and after the awards have been presented, we'll retire downstairs for lunch. So please come along and speak to any one of our committee and let them know if there's any way you can help us, or we can help you, or you'd like to become involved with us. To finish up, can I just say it's a pleasure hosting you all here today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and most importantly, stay positive and test negative. Thank you.
Davy, thank you very much indeed. Assistant Chief Constable Sam Donaldson is with us as well. Sam, if you'd like to join us, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.
Good afternoon. I've never done that, and it's worked the first time. I'm sure you have, Frank. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I need to get this out of the way. Frank, you made me very nervous there for a moment when you started talking about wearing a mask in the late 60s. And I thought, I'm going to have to write all this down because this is going to go horribly wrong.
Listen, you can't be as funny as Alan Todd now, but that's good. No, that is very good.
I haven't got Alan Todd in my notes, but I was told that Alan Todd spoke for 20 minutes, so I can guarantee you I will not speak for 20 minutes. But you did make me nervous. And the last thing I'll say is I can't wait to get home because I listen to U105 and my wife listens to, I'll not even say it, and I can't wait to tell her that I met my hero.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I like that.
Brilliant, brilliant. So it's great to be back at Cultraw, and I do use the words back somewhat reservedly because I haven't been here for many, many years. And I feel a little bit of a fraud here today because whilst I have responsibility in the police service in Northern Ireland for road safety, it's actually the people in front of me that do all the work. So I feel a little bit strange standing at the front speaking on behalf of people who make the roads safer when it is in fact you who do all the work. But anyway, I don't know about you, but I am absolutely fed up with Microsoft Teams, Zoom. We use a thing called WebEx as well. I can't get WebEx to work for external people dialing in. So isn't it great to be able to meet face to face and to be able to engage? And I've met people today that I've chatted to on WebEx over the last number of years, but it's tremendous to be able to meet face to face. I must say, however, I know this is going to be in video, but if you get the phone call later, we were all a metre apart. Everybody had their masks on and contact tracing. I've obviously got the wrong telephone number because I wasn't here today, if anybody asks. But anyway, listen, I know that COVID has been very difficult for our community, indeed for our entire world. But importantly, COVID has not stopped the good work that has been going on in terms of road safety. And that's what today is all about. I'd like to say on behalf of PSNI, a thank you to Jonathan Mckeon and to others as well who've been very much involved in all of this and in arranging an event like this today and for hosting us all today. I'm looking forward to some free food as well. There is nothing a police officer likes more than a little bit of free food, so thank you very much for that. This event certainly embodies the culture and the style of policing that we want to espouse in Northern Ireland. We talk about policing with the community. That is our style. It's all about engaging, listening, and this event is all about something similar whenever it comes to road safety. So whether it be public service or collaboration, or just what you'll hear senior police officers and staff saying all the time, it is about keeping people safe. And it is important just to get back to those basics. So it is as well about recognising and trumpeting the voluntary sector, the schools and the businesses who do so much more than the PSNI and our other emergency services colleagues could do on our own. And it's about recognising the work that you do in partnership and in collaboration with us as well. And when I look, for example, at the Coca-Cola Christmas designated driver lunch, we're right in the mouth of all that, and take time to think about the impact that that can have on saving lives and keeping people safe and things like this. So this event today does give us an opportunity to showcase some of the varied road safety initiatives that are going on. Let us not forget, however, that for every prize winner, there are lots of other people doing lots of good work. And sometimes on a day like this, we tend to just focus on the prize winners and to forget about all the other people that are doing tremendous work in the background. It is very appropriate that we're gathered here today on Road Safety Week. And in my brief notes here, it does say we've tragically had 39 deaths on our roads. I printed these notes last night, and sadly, they're already out of date. And it is now 40 people that have lost their lives on our roads, and that is 40 families that will be affected, as only some people in this room will be able to talk about, and only in a way that other people in our communities will be able to relate to. And some of us can, and some of us cannot do that. But I'm going to ask you to do something a little bit different. I'm going to ask you just to stand to your feet just for a moment, if everybody could do that. And I was chatting to Rosie on the way over, and I felt it was appropriate to do this, given the fact that we have 40 more families that have been affected by carnage on our roads. Can I just ask you to take 30 seconds and just pause and reflect on the impact that has had on those families? And I want you to remotivate yourself just to get back into keeping people safe on the road. So let's take 30 seconds, please. Thank you. So we've chosen to highlight careless driving as our theme this year, as it continues to be a major contributor to fatal and serious crashes. And I do remember as a probationer being taught that there's no such thing as a collision psalm or an accident psalm that doesn't involve some degree of carelessness. So it will be interesting just to see how that develops through the year. And let us note as well that we are seeing an interesting trend in terms of the number of motorcycle deaths on our road. So there's quite a bit of work for us all to do, not just us, not just the emergency services, all of us to do. An important date for your diary as well is our enforcement from a drink driving perspective. So that'll be launched on the 2nd of December. I've no doubt my colleague Rosie will be on U105 and the BBC and things like that as well. But finally, I just want to thank Jonathan and the Road Safe NI team for their commitment and enthusiasm, for all the sponsors for their generosity in hosting this event. And I'd like to already congratulate all the people who will be winners today. And finally, on behalf of PSNI, I would just like to say thank you very much for all your work in relation to road safety, and just simply, please keep up the excellent work. Thank you.
Assistant Chief Constable Sam Donaldson, thank you very much indeed. And Jonathan Mckeon, Jonathan, join us please on the stage. Jonathan is the CEO of the principal sponsor at Crash Services, Mr. Jonathan Mckeon.
Thank you very much, Frank. Good to see you again. So on behalf of the directors and staff at Crash Services, I would like to say how proud we are to once again be the headline sponsors of the Northern Ireland Road Safety Awards. It's especially pleasurable after the absence last year to be back and see so many people in person this year. Now, at Crash Services, we're dealing with hundreds of motorists each month across Northern Ireland in what is often a traumatic experience in the aftermath of a road traffic accident. So our commitment is to help motorists when they need us most. And as a result, we are passionate about playing our part in supporting road safety initiatives throughout the country. Crash Services, as you've heard already, have been sponsoring the Northern Ireland Road Safety Awards since they were launched by my brother Tony in 2015. And the response to the awards over those years has been phenomenal. It's really been incredible to be at this event and hear the stories. And some of those stories are inspiring, they are emotional, and it is so important to showcase those stories at an event like this so that people's achievements and what they're going through can be properly recognised. Now, the road safety initiatives are carried out by voluntary groups, schools, public sector, private sector. There's a range of people all working together with the same initiative and the same desired outcome, which is phenomenal to recognise. And the record number of entries, which Davey mentioned in relation to the awards this year, is a testament to how important it is and to just how much is going on that sometimes is unseen, and an event like this helps to highlight. Now, obviously an event like this doesn't happen just by chance, so I do have to thank everyone from Davey, Tricia, all of the Road Safe NI team for all of the efforts in putting this event together. It's been a lot of effort as usual put for that, and they do need to be recognised for that, so thank you Davey for organising that, and Tricia. But there obviously are other people involved in the event, and obviously we do have to thank Frank and U105, Peter, and also Denise, who came to the launch event in September, which seems like a long time ago now, but it was a great event as well. And obviously Cultural Manor is a phenomenal venue to have. If Sam remembered it so well after 25 years, it had an impact on you too, Sam, but it is a phenomenal venue and it's great to be here, and I think it sets the tone of the event very well. So we do want to thank and in advance praise all of the winners in advance, and I think that the recognition that you receive today, I hope, is a worthy recognition of all of the things that you do. So say thank you to everybody for coming, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event.
Jonathan, thank you very much. Now we get to the main presentation, and we'll be skipping through the categories, of course. The education sector is first up, and the spotlight goes on the primary school, sponsored by Road Safe NI, and a representative, of course, from each sponsor will present the trophy. Now, this primary school has been very proactive in attempting to address the long-standing road safety issues that actually exist at their school. Now, if you think about this, the school has no car parking facilities, none of these one-way systems for drop-off and collection of the children, and the parents are using a lay-by that's close by, so it's not the best of situations. And cars have been clocked going past this school literally at 80 miles an hour. Now, the school has campaigned for 20 mile an hour signage through the DFI. They've also had the bespoke speeding signs organised, delivery of road safety workshops, and the project has increased driver awareness, and they're beginning to behave themselves in the vicinity of this fine school. Would you welcome, please, the representatives from St Mary's Primary School, Dunsford, Ardglass, who are coming up, the boys and girls, and Miss O'Neill, the teacher. Hello, hello. There's your big trophy, look, right over there. Try and get you into every newspaper now and count you down. Dunsford, where Jim Milligan was from. Dunsford. Thank you. Now, the education sector secondary school section, and the secondary school, this particular one, has been proactive in addressing road safety over recent years. They have road safety presentations with the New Driver NI initiative for the year 13 and 14 pupils. The school has sought to change attitudes towards speeding in the area. They've pushed the Education Authority to have a school patrol person after the last one retired. There was some hesitation from the authority to replace him, but thankfully they've managed to do that. They've developed the turning circle that can very often be hugely important. The school has campaigned for speed ramps, and the school created a sixth form car park with a barrier that remains locked until 3:45, until the majority of school traffic and buses have actually left the school grounds. So any young person who's studying, who's leaving the school, can't leave at the same time as the other pupils, which is another excellent idea. And they're working on this project as well with special road safety prefects in the school, which I think is a brilliant idea. Would you welcome the representatives of St. Louis Grammar School in Ballymena? And this sponsored, of course, by New Driver. Thank you, thank you. Now, the all-important Lollipop person. How many lives have Lollipop people saved through our generations? We owe them such a debt of gratitude. And the Lollipop Person of the Year, this is sponsored by U105. The lady that is the winner this year is apparently one of the most helpful people in the entire town of Ballynahinch. A very friendly lady, talks to everyone. She ensures that everyone's safe when they're crossing the road. She's got a great vibrance with her. She absolutely loves what she does. She is actually so committed to her job that she refused to leave the primary school today to come to join you because she couldn't get cover to look after the kids at lunchtime. But apparently she might be on a big screen up there if she's managed to come in from showing them across the road to appear virtually with us. That is Carol Baker. Carol, congratulations, Lollipop Person of the Year, Carol, and thank you very much for all the great work you do. Big round of applause for Carol Baker in Ballynahinch. And Rita Bentley is going to receive the trophy from my boss here, Mr. Peter McVerry from U105. Rita, thank you very much indeed for your time this afternoon. Carol Baker and Rita Bentley. Next up, the approved driving instructor, sponsored by Drive Tech. Now, this person is a dedicated road safety practitioner, teaching many novice drivers and advanced drivers. He's also a fleet trainer, and he uses his road safety knowledge to pass it on, of course, to young people, as he believes that lessons taught to young people about road safety will stay with them, of course, right throughout their lives. He's organised road safety days within the school, bringing the police along to have talks with the kids. He also organises yearly road safety poster competitions, and it's all carried out in his own free time in a totally voluntary capacity. The winner of the driving instructor ADI category is Mick Doggett. Thank you, Mick. And the presentation made on behalf of Drive Tech. Well done, Mick. Thank you for the good work that you do. Thank you. The emergency services person. This particular category is sponsored by Jack Murphy Jewelers. Now, the nominee indeed has been a PSNI officer for a number of years and has served in the role of road safety education officer in the west of the province for Fermanagh and Tyrone. He's a trained motorcycle officer, leads the PSNI Bike Safe scheme as well. He works effectively with the 17 to 24-year-olds, an excellent and important target audience who are one of the most at-risk groups in respect to road traffic collisions, and his work generally is outstanding. Would you please welcome Constable Trevor Kirk. Thank you to our sponsors, Jack Murphy Jewelers. The voluntary section is next, sponsored by Hankook. Now, this particular award goes to a lady who's given well over 30 years of her life as a road safety volunteer. She's prominent and very much a long-standing member of the Foyle and District Road Safety Committee. For most of her time, she's acted as the treasurer. She attends every events like the children's public speaking competition, the primary school quiz. She organises all of that. She plays a pivotal role in the events and really does give of her time. She's also played a vital role in the Londonderry heat of the Lorry Driver of the Year competition and the Safe Car Driving competitions. Unfortunately, she can't be with us today, but a big round of applause for Jane Holmes. Jane, thank you very much for being such a volunteer. Harry Rutherford will collect the event on her behalf. Harry, thank you indeed. Next, it's the open category. Now, this is a new special event introduced for those people or organisations that do exceptional work in keeping our roads safe, but don't actually fit into any of the other categories. Now, in 1985, this recipient was an officer in 1st Lochbricklin Boys Brigade, where he took classes on road safety and the highway code. In 1988, he was employed by the RUC, was a liaison officer, visiting families, such a difficult task, who had lost family members in road traffic collisions. There's actually a family that nominated him who lost their 13-year-old daughter in a road traffic collision. His help to that family and other families is beyond description. And he also came up with the idea of designing the in case of emergency card, the ICE card that you've often heard about. Sometimes people with dementia carry them in their pocket as well. And he did this simply because he attended a road traffic collision where the person had no ID whatsoever on them. Over many years working as the liaison officer, he really has made a difference, and many organisations, schools and community groups realise indeed how important his work is. He's also bringing speed indicator devices to his area, and he's an all-round ambassador for road safety. The winner of the open category is William Stewart. Thank you, William. Next category, the LGV PCV category, sponsored by TCT's Group Limited. The transport organisation has evolved from being, of course, a standard operator right through to an operator that sets themselves high standards in both business and road safety, this particular organisation. And the owner fully appreciates the importance of road safety. He has invested in the company everything that is possible to invest to ensure that the company meets the Freight Operators Recognition Scheme. And drivers have to complete a safe urban driving course known as SUD, which demonstrates the vulnerability of vulnerable road users such as pedestrians, cyclists, motorcyclists, people on horses, and so on and so forth. All vehicles with this particular organisation have audible warning alarms to alert pedestrians or indeed a cyclist if a vehicle is about to make a particular turn. And throughout the pandemic, you'll be very aware that the freight services have been driving hundreds of thousands of miles transporting freight throughout Northern Ireland and the UK. The added pressure and stress of the pandemic and workload would not have been easy for any haulier, indeed, as they go north, south, east, west. The company, indeed, this company have been extremely proactive with the training of drivers and the fitting of safety equipment on all of their vehicles. It's a tribute indeed to Oliver Transport, and Kay Bell will receive the award on behalf of Andy Oliver. But a big round of applause, please, for Oliver Transport Limited. Category number 9 is the public sector category. It's sponsored by Apple Green. Now, the members and staff of the PCSP, the Police Community Safety Partnership, have worked tirelessly over the last number of years to improve road safety across their council district. And this has included close partnership working with the police service, of course, and Road Safe NI, the Newry, Mourne and Down Committee. There has been a special focus indeed on the work with the local schools and numerous direct interventions aimed at making the local roads safer. The development of the Polly project, which you heard about earlier, this is a documentary. I'd highly recommend that you watch it. It was in partnership with Road Safe NI and Newry, Mourne and Down Committee. The groundbreaking, it's such a poignant documentary, and it was launched in the Newry Omniplex back in January of 2020. It tells such a moving story, such a powerful story of the number of local families who have lost loved ones as a result of road traffic collisions just in that council district. Now, they're working, of course, on the installation of speed indicator device signs as well, which full tribute has to be given to them for. They're developing the Kids Court Initiative. You may have seen this on our news programs on television with the PSNI and local primary schools. And this particular PCSP that we're about to pay a tribute to indeed has moved this substantially more than any other part of Northern Ireland or any other group in Northern Ireland. And this is where motorists detected speeding in the vicinity of a school are given the choice of accepting a fine or indeed appearing in front of a court in the school where the jury is actually made up of the P7 kids. And you can imagine just how embarrassed you are when a little child is telling you the wrong you are doing. A great learning initiative there. They're involved with the support of Road Safe NI, the distribution of parking signs and no parking signs, and engagement of over 1,000 post-primary students via the hosting of the Road Safe road shows, and they're distributing the high-vis packs as well. Exceptionally busy, and winning the Public Sector Award, it is the Newry, Mourne and Down Police Community Safety Partnership. Thank you to Apple Green for the award. The business sector, sponsored by JMK Solicitors. Now, the director of this company has for many years shown a great interest in road safety. His business is indeed crucial to road safety, but rather than just supply and fit tyres, he has continually gone above the requirements of the business to promote road safety at every opportunity, and always doing it in a voluntary capacity. He has made several videos explaining how members of the general public should be checking their tyres. It's something we often overlook. And he uses his widely followed social media platforms to inform drivers of the obvious, sometimes obvious dangers and the hidden dangers as well. He's attended car club rallies in his area, and indeed with members of staff, he's helping to educate young drivers on the dangers of poor tyre choice. So no surprise, he is indeed being honoured in the business sector. The winner in this sector, WH Nutt and Son Limited and their managing director. The fleet maintenance provider, sponsored by Compliance Pal, is the 11th category. The director of this company runs this family business, filling indeed his father's shoes, who started the business many years ago. He provides fleet maintenance for a number of fleets in his local area. This man really does go above and beyond what is required of him to ensure that all vehicles are safe to be driven on the road. He visits the company's yards after he finishes his day's work and casts an eye over all of the fleet. His dedication to road safety is second to none, and he'll not allow any vehicle to be involved in any form of work unless it's 100% safe and legal, setting the standard for all others to follow. The winner of the fleet maintenance provider category, North Antrim Commercials. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the final category. It's the Lifetime Achievement Award, sponsored by the Department for Infrastructure. And it goes to a very special woman. This lady is very well known throughout the emergency services and also within civilian organisations and groups regarding her wide-ranging work towards the advancement of all aspects of road safety. I wonder who might she be? Having spent much of her service within road policing, yes, indeed, she's been directly involved in many projects along with regular media appearances. She was lucky enough to be on U105 this morning. She does interviews, she certainly does. And as well as that, she's been devoting her entire life to the police service and road safety in Northern Ireland. She's currently responsible for a team of traffic management officers, and she works on a daily basis with many groups and organisations to improve issues on the road for the benefit of all. She's also responsible indeed for a team of road safety education officers who take the road safety message into the schools and deal with our most vulnerable road users. The Road Safety Roadshow also falls within this lady's portfolio. I know she's so embarrassed because she's here every year in, year out. She has no absolute understanding or idea that she was going to be honoured this afternoon. But my goodness me, she could have been honoured 20 years ago, considering the work she does. And I can tell you, if you're caught speeding, she will write to you because she signs the letter. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award, Inspector Rosie Leach, MBE. Rosie, we really appreciate the work you do, seriously, and the brilliant link you are with the media as well. And thank you to everyone in your team doing everything you possibly can to ensure the roads are safe. And I'm sure you're respected by our final speaker this afternoon. Would you please welcome the very busy and just arrived Minister Nicola Mallon. Minister, if you'd like to join us at the podium. The Department of Infrastructure Minister Nicola Mallon with us this afternoon.
Thank you, Frank, and good afternoon, everyone. And thank you for inviting me along today to celebrate with you the 6th Annual Northern Ireland Road Safety Awards. Given that this week is Road Safety Week, it is wonderful to see so many groups and stakeholders collaborating on our common goal, helping to prevent further casualties on our roads. I want to particularly thank those of you who have travelled from afar and right across the country today to be here, and to the pupils who are missing school. I'm sure it's a real grind for you not being at school today, but it is an excellent cause. I want to thank representatives in the voluntary, public and private sector for the excellent work that you do on road safety initiatives over the last year in particular, which has been really difficult. In challenging times, it becomes increasingly important that we collaborate and build relationships that support each other's endeavours. And this will always, for me, be a much more powerful way of working than working in isolation. Through my department, I'm actively committed to improving safety on our roads. And on Monday, I launched a consultation for the new Road Safety Strategy to 2030. The purpose of the strategy is to provide a strong framework for government and other road safety stakeholders to establish road safety plans and interventions to eliminate road crashes which result in serious injuries or fatalities. And I would encourage everyone here today to take the time to take part in the consultation process. I want to assure you that I will continue to collaborate with our road safety partners to deliver a programme of road safety education, engineering and enforcement initiatives. Standing here today, I see so many of our emergency service colleagues, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge the challenging and traumatic work that you do on the front line in the event of a road traffic collision. I know I speak for everyone here when I say a heartfelt thank you to the PSNI, the Fire and Rescue Service, the Ambulance Service and the Air Ambulance Service. I want to pay tribute to the invaluable work also of our voluntary, private and public sector organisations. It is encouraging to see businesses putting so much emphasis on the safety aspects of their activities, and the projects taking place inside and outside the school environment are so invaluable. Students remember these, and crucially, the safety values will be instilled in them for the rest of their lives. I look across this room, and the truth is that by your actions, you are all protecting and saving lives. And I am privileged to be here with you today. We all know why we do this work. It is to prevent injury, save lives, and protect families from the devastation of losing a loved one. In over 9 out of 10 road traffic collisions where someone is killed or seriously injured, it is sadly our own human behaviour that is to blame. And we have to work together to change that. By working together to deliver key thought-provoking messages and educational initiatives, we will change that. I know that many of you here today have suffered the loss and the pain of a personal tragedy, and my sincerest thoughts go to you and your families. Your dedication to try to prevent any other family from going through this devastation while bearing your own loss is to all of us inspiring. I want to commit to you as the Minister for Infrastructure that I will stand with you and work with you to make sure our roads and all who use them are safe. And to each of you today, I say thank you for all that you do and congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Minister, thank you very much. Thank you for your time this afternoon, your commentary as well. And finally, this afternoon, I think there's a special piece of music that comes courtesy of the choir study in Newry. It's World Remembrance Day this weekend for people who've lost their lives as a result of a road traffic tragedy. And they're promoting road safety with this particular initiative and this particular song. It's a very special piece of music, and I'm sure you will enjoy it.
Oh, that's a shame. But it was great. I saw all the winners, so and and Sunday is a special day for all road traffic victims. This is a new in the hospital. Able to watch it, something I could involve them.
Because a vision softly lifted seas while I was sleeping.
What happened with
And the vision that was planted in my brain
and I probably able to watch it then again. But I was scared to turn the sound on and feel I have heard.
silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, beneath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split
Beautiful singing and a wonderful project. If you received a prize, there'll be further photographs taken over by this board in a socially distanced way. So if you did receive a prize, and you can mingle, of course, and get your food downstairs, again in a socially distanced way. But in the meantime, if you're a recipient, you can stay here and try and stay as far back from the other person as possible, and the photographer will take all the photographs. So thank you very much for making the journey, for coming along. Very safe journey home, and heartiest congratulations to Rosie Leach, MBE award winner, who I've known for so long now, and I'm going to scoff for the rest of my life every time she comes on the radio programme. Thank you very much indeed. As they say on the best, used to say on the best television and radio programmes, just on the radio now. From me, Frank Mitchell, take care, be good, bye-bye.